Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise today to acknowledge and congratulate Mrs Norma King of South Fremantle in my electorate on being awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia, OAM, this past Australia Day for services to the community as an historian. Born in Kalgoorlie in 1922, Norma married a miner, Mr Rob King, at the age of 17, and she and Rob raised 9 children and also sadly lost a child while travelling throughout Western Australia, living in mining towns, some of them now ghost towns, such as Mertondale, Agnew, Lawlers, Wiluna and Big Bell, Gwalia. The King family returned to Kalgoorlie in the 1950s following the closure of the Big Bell mine. Over the next 4 decades, Norma applied herself to the task of writing about and recording the detail of life in the mining towns, documenting the evolution of the goldfields region before moving to South Fremantle, where she currently resides. And may I add that we are very proud to have her, especially given that Fremantle is a place with a special interest in and respect for history and heritage. Norma is a distinguished author of 8 books published across a span of more than 40 years, beginning with Nickel Country, Gold Country in 1972. She's authored booklets and brochures for the Kalgoorlie-Boulder region's tourism industry and numerous articles for the Countryman and Kalgoorlie Miner newspapers. Her other books include The Colourful Tales of the Western Australian Goldfields, The Waldeck Story, Daughters of Midas, Wings Over the Goldfields, The Voice of the Goldfields, The Hannans Club, The First 100 Years, and most recently her autobiography, Then They Called Me Norma. Writing came later in life to Norma. She picked up her professional pen in 1969 following an illness which restricted her movement. By that time, 7 of her children had moved out of the family home, and recovering from illness with only 2 kids at home, she obviously felt at a bit of a loose end. Norma is also a very fine artist, and I had the privilege of seeing some of her work when I visited with her and her daughter Zena to congratulate Norma on her award. I should make the point that Norma and Rob's children, nourished and inspired by their parents' lives, work and travels, are themselves an amazing bunch of talented people. Deputy Speaker, Norma King is a life member of the WA section of the Fellowship of Australian Writers, the Eastern Goldfields Historical Society and the Golden Mile Art Group. The award of the OAM is well-deserved recognition of Norma's tremendous contribution to the recording and documenting of the history of the West Australian goldfields and of her dedication to sharing her time and expertise with students, writers, journalists, researchers, filmmakers and tourists. The Order of Australia is an acknowledgement and celebration of those who serve and lead us to the highest possible standard, and the honour Norma has received is a great personal achievement by a remarkable woman. Norma has given so much to the wider West Australian community, and her work represents an enduring and important legacy of places and times and people who might otherwise not be properly remembered. Fremantle salutes a wonderful West Australian. Thank you.